Oh boy.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
What's up, Lions Nation? Statman, what was that face for?
What face?
I saw it. What's up, Lions Nation? Welcome in. Welcome in. You have just seen our debut of our brand new intro. Finally, Statman, we have a new introduction. Updated.
Yeah, thanks to you. You did all the video editing. You put it all together. So
yeah,
all
I
credit
actually
goes to
took
you,
the
man.
time and figured out how to use a studio. So now we're good. I can make shit now.
Yeah, that's
So
great. That's great.
The finger snap might be my favorite so far.
I had it without that, and then I was like, I need something in the beginning, like the countdown timer, but I didn't want to do a countdown timer.
I like it. I like it.
Subscribers, gentlemen, we are at 412 subscribers on that march to 500.
Awesome.
Nice.
Dar says, I thought it was a magic show. He just vanished. That did. And then I popped up right here. Just like that. It was like Thanos when he snaps his fingers and half the people in the world disappear. That's exactly
There you go. There you go.
Yep. He was like,
so tonight's show, guys.
Gone.
Tonight is our Lions recap, our season recap show for the Lions. Finally, we're here. We're going to talk about the Lions season. We're going to recap it for you guys. We got a lot of topics to go over. We're going to give out our grades as well, and then take a look ahead towards the offseason a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited for the show tonight, Statman. I know this has been one that's been on your plate too, one that you've been wanting to get to. It seems like it's been forever since we talked Lions football on here, but here we are.
Yeah, excited.
More news. Not that. That is not what I wanted to push.
Good job. Good job.
That's why I need to get the studio back on my computer so I don't hit buttons on with my thumb. We Are Lions Nation podcast shop is open and running. Marco has the first piece of official merchandise from the shop that someone has ordered in his hand right now. I wish there was a light on that so you could see it better, but yeah, that's the logo mug right there. Official We Are Lions Nation podcast gear.
Yes, sir.
Head over to wearelionsnationshop.com and grab yourself some We Are Lions Nation podcast gear. Get dressed up. I honestly heard somebody knocking, so I kind of feel like that I might have a package outside with some podcast stuff in it.
There you go. Yeah,
Awesome.
Really good selection. Really, really encourage people to go over there and check it out. Really good selection.
We had a promo code. I don't know if it went off. I think I set it to go off Monday, but so
that sounds right. Yeah,
it might still be on there. I didn't check today.
On the screen. It is showing on the screen. So
EST 2020, right?
Yeah, I had to change that too, but yeah, my bad, guys.
You're good.
You're all right. Good job.
Yeah, it looks great.
I'm so curious now. If there's stuff outside my house. It's like all I'm thinking about.
All right, let's pause the show. Go check.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, do it, dude.
We gotta see. What's going on here.
Have you ordered anything yet, Ryan, Logan?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking first item?
Oh, I don't know yet. Maybe a hat and I don't know, a shirt or something.
I've got a hat coming. Andy said it's going to come separately, but yeah, I ordered a hat and a mug, and definitely enjoying the mug. It's been in my house about 20 minutes.
Awesome.
I was a little disappointed there wasn't thongs on there, man.
Nothing yet.
A Dalton King Claude thong or what?
You know that's what Andy's waiting for.
That's what I already ordered 4 of them. I'm wearing 2 of them right now.
Yeah, one for the front, one for the back.
Exactly. P-Dubs is in the house. P-Dubs could not be here tonight. Got kids wrestling practice going on. But P-Dubs says, badass intro. That's right.
You're looking good, dude. Looking good, Perry.
Yeah, and I got to thank you guys, too, for putting in the effort, sending me those videos so you get that done, because it's awesome. I am disappointed. I thought for sure that I'd have stuff sitting out there, but. All right, guys. So the Lions final record 9-8.
Yep.
They were kind of they were sitting last in the division, but I feel like they were kind of tied with Minnesota a little bit. But I think Minnesota beat us, so maybe we weren't tied.
Yeah.
So MCR, since you're right next to me, I'll go to you first. 9-8 for the Lions, 4th in the division. Expectations versus reality.
Well, I think their record as it stands is the reality of it. The expectations, had we not had all these injuries, we probably would have been in the divisional or the conference championship game. So I think the record that we have now was our reality due to all the injuries that we've had.
What I mean by that is the reality coming into the expectations coming into the season versus the reality of how the season played out.
Yeah, and like I said, the expectations was this should have been a team in the divisional conference championship playoff team.
Yeah.
That was expectations for them to get back to that conference championship game. So I think that was everybody's expectation. But yeah, got you.
Statman, I'm going to go down to you next. Thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, the expectations of the Lions were high from the beginning of the season. They went 15-2, lost first round against Washington. We thought we'd bounce back. Same team, pretty much coming back, minus Zeitler on the offensive line and a few other pieces. But I mean, for the most part, we had the team. I just don't think the coaching was there. I think losing Ben Johnson and then the whole debacle with Dan Campbell taking over play calling and everything else, I think ended where it was. And we belonged at 9-8 and at the bottom of the division because we didn't play very well.
Yeah, and then Dar kind of touched on exactly what you just said. He said that year wasn't injuries, that was underprepared and underperformed. I agree. Yeah, Marco, I know you're a 49ers fan, but I know you've seen some of the Lions, obviously. And, the Lions coming off of the year before, of course, your expectations are going to be high.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they're almost like having like parallel universes, the Niners and the Lions this year. Seattle came out of nowhere and had like 14, 15 wins. And then you guys, Chicago Bears came out of nowhere this year too. So you almost got like Chicago Bears this year because they came out of nowhere and kind of bumped you from that top spot in the division. But yeah, just like Logan just said, coming off 15 wins, I mean, the expectations were, not even just the conference championship, but at least the playoffs, right? I mean, you had to expect at least making the playoffs coming off of 15 wins. But I think Chicago will come back down to earth, and so will the Seahawks in our division over here on the West Coast. I just think they had like an outlier year, and the Packers were good this year, which wasn't expected, especially before the Micah Parsons trade. So I think. I see you guys getting at least 12 wins next year, at least 12, 13, getting back towards the top 2 in the division, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that, Statman, you may agree with this, but I think that after having the seasons that we have had, being up on this high, we were all on this high. And I think we kind of got a little bit of a reality check, like it can't always go as good as what we think it's going to go. But I think it goes a lot with the especially the offensive side for the coaching, which we're going to get to those grades here in just a minute. But what was your guys' biggest, in your eyes, what was the biggest storyline of this season, if you could pick one, MCR?
Oh, our biggest storyline, I would have to say, is the issues with John Morton, the offensive coordinator. I think that was one of our biggest storylines, for this previous season that we just had. was the issues that they had with the offense, how Dan Campbell had to come in, take over like halfway through the season. And it was kind of a mess there a little bit for us. But I would say that's probably the biggest that stands out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just noticed that our names are not underneath us.
Oh, they were at the beginning, but it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it disappeared.
I'm trying to fix what I just did. There we go. I don't know. I think that's right. Maybe. Sorry, I can't see them now, so I have no idea where they went. But it's driving me nuts because it's not normal. Statman, down to you, my friend. What's your biggest storyline for the Lions this season?
Biggest storyline for me, I'd have to say, kind of a toss up between our offensive line or David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery is one of the biggest storylines this year. Kind of fell off in production and touches in the offense. And I think that had to do with our offensive kind of catastrophe we had this year. I mean, we put up numbers, but we didn't score as much, and we couldn't take advantage of red zone opportunities.
Yeah, I think I'm right along the same lines as you. This is actually a tough question because it could be multiple things. It could be injuries, Sam Laporta. It could be coaching. It could be when I made this question, my thought was you have to pin it to the way that the offensive coordinating was going at first. The play calling was bad, and I think that kind of put us on this path that they couldn't get back from. I don't think that it was set to go. And then the defense, which I don't want to get into too much detail because we're about to talk about more of that right now. But Marco?
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
Biggest storyline for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I told you before, my Lions knowledge is kind of weak right now, but I am starting to follow them more, obviously. But I think maybe you guys were relying too much on Frank Ragnow coming back, and maybe like you were thinking he was going to be the savior of the team, and maybe just having like all your eggs in that basket, maybe. And did he fail the physical?
He did.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, maybe. From the West Coast, that'd probably be my biggest storyline that I noticed from the Lions. I think you guys were trying to rely on him as a savior coming back to make that final push towards the playoffs.
P-Dubs, some people saw it, but I'll read your comment in just a moment because we actually going to talk about that. But yeah, Marco, I like what you said there because the fact that we had to try to do that in the first place.
Exactly.
It should be questions.
Yep.
That brings it to the offensive line, But
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the grades here because we're kind of heading that way. MCR, if you had to give Dan Campbell a grade, A, B, C, or D, or F, what do you give Dan Campbell?
I would have to give Dan Campbell a B+ because he had to go above and beyond his job, not just as a head coach. He had to play offensive coordinator too. So I have to give him a B+ for that. And part of that, the reason why I'm giving him a B+ is part of, because of the 9-8 record. But had they made the playoff, I might have gave him an A. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I would give him a solid B+ all day.
All right, Statman, for Dan Campbell, where are you sitting at?
Dan Campbell, I'd say more C+, B-. I think he kind of had a fall off year with all the hype behind the team and everything, and ultimately it falls on the head coach, and then the play on the field usually falls on the quarterback. That's usually how it works. So I'd have to say Dan Campbell was C+, B- range.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was kind of at B-, C+ too, because of the same fact that they had Dan Campbell as a head coach has to be prepared for the things that are happening, and I don't think he did well enough to adjust and fix the things that were going on. There could have been things that were done during the season to fix some of the problems, and it didn't seem like they were trying to do anything to fix anything. So
I agree.
got,
Look how long it took to get JMO involved. We went like half the season without even using JMO, and that's part of John Morton's fault. I can't blame Dan Campbell for that. But you see, they started using him more when Dan Campbell came in, the offensive side of it.
Marco, what would you give Dan Campbell?
I would say as a head coach, B-, offensive coordinator, C+. We talked about this before. He's kind of like Shanahan. He wants to do everything, control everything, but it just might be too much for him to do on game day on the sidelines, being both the head coach and the OC. When you were talking about JMO, I agree with that for sure. And I think you guys went away from Gibbs towards the end of the season, and he was doing really, really well. Like, he was doing awesome, and kind of went away from that. So I really don't like head coaches being the OC, but that's just my personal opinion. So that's where I stand. Head coach, B-, offensive coordinator, C+.
Yeah, and we're gonna do that's the next one is the offensive coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But Dan Campbell, did he do better in your eyes, Statman, as far as the fourth downs, adjustments like that? Did it seem like to you that at least there he was a little bit better, or did he still play too aggressively? What was your thoughts on it? Let's just go to offensive coordinator, since he was technically the offensive coordinator, and so was Morton. Statman, I'll start with you since I'm already talking to you. What's your grade as Dan Campbell / John Morton offensive coordinator, and how did he do as far as play calling in your eyes?
I'd say a C. I think they could have utilized the talent a lot more that we have on that team. You even consider our rookie wide receiver we drafted out of Arkansas, Isaac Tesla. That guy is phenomenally huge. He's got great speed. He reminds me of, honestly, a white Calvin Johnson. That's what he reminds me of. Just the size and speed. I mean, last person I seen that was about 6'5" and could run a 4.35 40 was Calvin Johnson. So, I mean, the comparison athletic wise is there, and the guy doesn't drop anything. I just feel like they underutilized the talent that we had, and they didn't fill the holes that we needed to fill on the offensive line to allow that offense to be as good as it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give that whole thing, I think, low C, because in the beginning you had Morton, and it didn't seem like he knew how to call any of the right plays ever.
How do you not use JMO, a star player?
Like, crazy.
How?
The whole offense was so different, and obviously it's going to be when you lose your offensive coordinator and you have to get somebody else. It's unexpected, but I don't feel like Morton ever got it down right, and I just don't feel like Dan Campbell couldn't get it back to where it was for some reason. He did start implementing JMO. He did slowly start bringing in Tesla a little tiny bit, but there could have still been some adjustments. And I agree with Marco. I think that Dan Campbell needs to be the head coach and not call plays. MCR, what was your grade for the offensive coordinator situation?
Well, for Dan Campbell, I'm going to give him a C-, but for John Morton's half, I got to give him an E+, solid E+.
Yeah.
I mean, to not be able to use JMO, this is your star player, and then you just became one-dimensional, and so the teams are going to pick up on it. You're using two players, basically, is how his offense was really set. Mainly use St. Brown, and then use Gibbs and Laporta here and there. That was it. He just basically said, oh, forget about him. But I think Dan Campbell, given the circumstances, we had our offensive line was decimated this year. Given the circumstances with that, that's why I'm going to give Dan Campbell a C-. He had to kind of step in after the disaster that John Morton created and take over from there. Then we just had injuries, and you touched on it, Sam Laporta.
Oh, no, he froze up.
So You know,
There you go.
it was just a disaster, and I think Dan Campbell did do a better job. He did start utilizing guys, but the only thing is David Montgomery didn't really get utilized that much this year. Didn't really get the equal share like he got the previous year. So again, it was just a disaster. The time that Dan Campbell took over, But
Well, I think that it could have been something that was fixed. I feel like they should have realized sooner what was happening and caught
Yeah.
it sooner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trade
Exactly.
I can
trade
see
deadline.
why. I can see why they were letting it play out because maybe he'll get it and maybe it'll start flowing. But you gotta be able, as a head coach and organization, look at a guy and be like, he's just not doing it. He's not getting it right. We got to make a switch sooner than this, or it's not the same team. And I don't think the team ever came back from that. They were in that mode. They
I
tried
agree.
to. There was flickers of it, but it was
Mhm.
never that solid team again this season.
He had
Next up
Vegas.
on the list is defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard, which is one of our topics tonight. So we may not do that topic if we say depending on what we say now, but I want to bring in Kelvin Shepard up because Dar said Shepard, I'd give a D minus. Everyone bitches about the offense, but that offense was better than both Super Bowl offenses. I think I agree with that. I agree with that. I think the Lions offense
Ooh,
definitely had potential. That
yeah.
had sparks of looking like the old team, and I think that offense could have outscored the Patriots easily.
Yeah.
But the dude, Statman, Calvin Shepard.
Ooh, he kind of had a falling off too, but I think a lot of it had to do with injuries. At times, I felt like the backups played better than the starters, like Nick Whiteside, Hallett.
Hobbs. Didn't we have Hobbs?
Yeah, there was a guy, somebody named Hobbs or something like that.
Yep.
And then Maddox. Maddox came in, played well for us. I mean, I think the one place that they failed was getting more pressure on the quarterback. I think they could have done a better job at that. It would have helped out the backup defensive backs and the safeties. Consistent pressure, I should say, not just more pressure at all. Aiden Hutchinson was one of the top in the league for quarterback pressures this year. So he played lights out, but something's got to happen. One first half of the year, they're playing man coverage. Second half of the year, they run the zone. I don't know. I just don't know if they know what their identity is anymore on defense. I think that's the problem.
I like that, Statman. I didn't hear your grade though. What was the grade you gave him?
I'm going to have to give them a B. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either.
And Dar said that defense wins championships, and we weren't in the top 18 in almost every category. And then P-Dub says, I think Laporta being hurt affected the team drastically. I agree with that too, P-Dubs. MCR, Calvin Shepard.
I think Kelvin Shepard did solid, but I agree with what Statman said. I pretty much have the same grade that Statman has. I have to give him a B. And the problem is, it's closing out games. The problem with our secondary, injuries played a role with this team on both sides of the ball. There's no question of that. But our secondary just not being able to stop, in the second half of the game, our secondary has to be. Our defense, I just seen they were lacking too much. Like certain games that we should have won, like the Minnesota game that we lost and we played horrible, and nobody was playing with any effort in that game. It was just everybody was slouched. Like we had to bring that intensity all 4 quarters to make this a solid defense that's going to work. I think he did a solid job though, given the circumstances. But the biggest issue I think is in our secondary. We're letting, when we play the Rams, we don't have an answer for a team like the Rams or the Seahawks with their octane offenses. So I mean, we can get the pressure to the quarterback, but how do you stop the Puka Nakua or Jackson Smith-Njigba? So, you know what I mean? We got some guys in there, but, you know, that's just been our issue. That was our issue with some of these games towards the end of the season. We could have won. We just let them go down and score. They just made it look too easy on our secondary. So, but injuries did play a part. Both our safeties were down, Joseph and Branch. So,
Yep.
Even Terry and Arnold got injured. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I think that. Well, Brian, he's down. He's down. I'm sorry, he's down.
Man down.
My phone fell right out of my fucking stand.
He's down.
Here we go.
I want to bring up something too with the defense. One more thing.
Mhm.
How many times have we stopped these high-profile offenses? The offense got the ball back and then goes 3 and out.
Yeah.
You can't allow your defense to be out on the field all the time. The offense has to produce. And we have a potent enough offense where we could do that. That's why I gave the defense a higher grade, because Kelvin Shepard did come up with stops in games where it gave our offense opportunities to win the game, and then we failed offensively to do so. So I can't put it all on the defense.
And Dar says that Shep should have been fired after the first Minnesota game.
Wow.
Dar said injuries happened, but they weren't producing when they were healthy. But yeah, I mean, we did have some star players that were injured. Kirby Joseph is one of those players that we definitely missed last season. But again, I'm pretty sure that we had an injury-filled defense the season before. Pretty much, did we not? Didn't we have injuries the season before too, like that?
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was out for most of the year.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
And I think they were able to adjust and make it work better. This year they did not do that. They did not. And but I agree with you, Statman, and the fact that our offense was so stagnant and stale a lot of the times that they would get the ball back and 3 and out, and the defense is right back on the field again.
Put a lot of pressure on them, yeah.
Yep. That's kind of why we couldn't make those, crucial stops.
Marco, what is your take on the defense?
I like him personally, but I would give him a C for this year because they were kind of middle of the pack. I'm looking right here. They were ranked 14th in total yards allowed. They were ranked 17th in passing yards allowed. They were ranked 11th in rushing yards allowed, and tied for 10th in takeaways and total sacks. So they're about middle of the pack, upper middle tier. So I would give him a solid C. But like you're just mentioning, they gave the offense opportunities to capitalize on it. But like you said, they went 3 and out a lot, which puts more pressure on the defense. They're out there longer, they're tired, and giving up more yards. So I would say C because they were upper middle tier of defense this year. So I'll go solid C.
Well, what's crazy too is how high they're ranked with all the injuries that we had.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe C plus then. What do you think? C plus?
DJ Reed was out, Kirby Joseph out, Brian Branch out. At a time,
Arnold
was out. I mean,
Malcolm Rodriguez.
Pretty much all of our secondary.
That's where the defense got hurt the most.
Secondary.
Was that secondary. That secondary just had a lot of trouble sometimes with keeping up. The guys that came in, Statman, you mentioned it, they played their ass off and they gave it what they had a lot of the times, but when you can tell when you're missing guys like Kirby Joseph or Brian Branch when he got hurt, like Kirby Joseph was a big one. That was probably the biggest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
But I want to go down to Jared Goff, quarterback. MCR, Jared Goff had a 68% completion percentage. He had 4,556 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 105.5 rating for the season.
Okay.
What is your grade on Jared Goff?
I'm going to have to give him a B, solid B. I think he performed well. He just has to do a little bit better job closing games in certain situations, but other than that, I think he does the best that he can do with what he has, and he's always trying to, make some kind of play, make something happen, in the pocket. So I'd have to give him a solid B from his performance this year. He didn't throw a lot of picks, neither. 34 touchdowns, pretty solid.
Rating was good. Completion
Yeah.
percentage is good.
Yeah.
Third in the NFL.
He averaged 248 a game, something like that, passing. So, yeah, I give him a solid B, man. I think he performed pretty well.
Before I go to you, Stat Man, I think that this might be our old friend Jeremy B. Smoking Jeremy B, I think.
All right. What's he smoking? Sativa, indica? What's going on? A little hybrid?
I don't know for sure, but I think that might be who that is. He said Goff gets an A- due to the fact that under pressure he was able to still be effective. It is Smoking Jeremy B. It's confirmed. Welcome,
Nice.
Smoking Jeremy B. It's been a long time since we've seen you over here on these parts. But I agree with Jeremy B, actually. I think Jared Goff deserves to be graded higher, but I also think, if I could say anything about Jared Goff, is that there are times when he does not play as well. And if it's not set up how he needs it to be set up, I think he struggles a little bit more. So I think there's where Jared Goff needs to get work on that part of your game, so you don't have to rely on one thing for you to work or for you to play well. You know what I mean, Statman, by that?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. You're trying to say he needs to be more athletic or something so he can scramble out of the pocket.
Well, not just that, but you have Jared Goff plays his best when he's got play action pass, right?
Yeah.
Right, he's a
When he
pocket
doesn't have
quarterback.
that, he's not as good or as he could be. And there's also if he puts a damn glove on,
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Phoned it in, game over.
That's kind of why I rated him low, because there were some games he should have performed well in, like the Minnesota game and that game where he's wearing the glove. Like, it just killed us, man. And that's kind of why I really wanted to give him an A, but there were some games I felt that he could have performed better in. So just explaining why.
Based off of the season-ending stats, anybody that says Jared Goff's not a top 5 quarterback is out of their mind. Out of their mind. Statman, I got to go to you. What do you give Jared Goff?
I'm giving him an A. The guy performs year in, year out. Even when he loses, he's still got a good head on his shoulders. He's the leader of our team. He's my quarterback. Love the guy. Like how he plays. And I got to say, with the battered up offensive line that he had, he was still making pretty quick decisions and getting the ball downfield. The play calling, I think, is where it kind of ruined him this year.
Yeah.
But overall, Jared Goff, he did his job. He did everything you'd expect the kind of guy that he is to do on the field, for the amount of money he gets paid.
And there are examples. I wish I could pinpoint exactly what I'm trying to talk about, because if there's a game where Jared Goff can't do the play action, then he turns into, I'm going to throw 5 interceptions because I just can't get it together. Like those are the kind of games that I hate seeing him have, because he is such a good quarterback and he does struggle sometimes depending on the situation. But I guess most quarterbacks do, maybe. But
yep.
I just have to say, if I had to find anything negative, it's that he has to be able to adjust. If it's cold weather, he's got to be able to perform in cold weather. Like, he's got to make those changes. Jeremy B said, good to see you, Statman.
Hey, good to see you, man.
P-Dub said, imagine a better line. He would ball out game MVP Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we all know that he can't run, except for that one time when he ran.
He's probably the last actual pocket passing quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
This isn't an actual question, but Statman, do the Lions ever try to go for that mobile quarterback, or do they stick? A lot of people have been talking about it. That's why I just brought it up. Are we looking at this is a mobile quarterback league? and we need one too, or we don't. We just need to make sure Jared Goff stays protected.
I think eventually you're going to have to start thinking about the future and who replaces Jared Goff, because obviously he's not going to play forever. There's the clock on everybody, and I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Brad Holmes will make the best decision for the organization that he can possible, and I have faith in him and Chris Spielman and everybody else making these decisions.
Yeah, you have the 17th pick this year, right? In the draft, 17th.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
Dude,
so.
you might be able to get like a Ty Simpson from Alabama. Get him in there, let him learn under Goff for a couple years, and then he slides into the QB1 when Goff retires or something. That might be kind of interesting at 17.
We tried Hendon Hooker,
that would
but
mean-
that guy just didn't pan out.
That would mean, yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Hooker, we drafted him to sit behind Goff, and I don't know.
Okay.
No one ever talks about him. No one ever says anything about him.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know who that is. I'll be honest with you.
Exactly.
What else
See,
can we say?
that's it.
He's
Yeah.
a hooker. That's why he didn't pan
MCR,
out.
we're gonna move over to the running backs. We got Jahmyr Gibbs, 243 attempts, had 1,223 yards, averaged 5 yards a carry, had 13 touchdowns, 77 receptions. This spot did not tell me how many receiving yards he had, but
I can look that up.
then you have David Montgomery, 158 attempts, 716 yards, and 4.5 average with 8 touchdowns. I mean, obviously the yardage is a clear difference there. We got the running back
616 receiving yards. Yeah,
How
616.
There
616.
you go. There you go. So obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, big factor in the run game, big factor in the passing game. Overall, I would say an elite running back. I'm going to give Jahmyr Gibbs an A.
Yeah.
A plus.
Yeah. Dud.
Easy.
Dud. For sure.
For me, David Montgomery, C minus D. Not only did he not play, I don't think he played as good even when he was in the game. I don't think we saw the same David Montgomery. I don't think his head was in it all the way like it has been in the past. He may have said something different, but I disagree. I don't think he was in it this year, and I think it showed when he was on the field. And that might have been what led to him not being on the field as much. MCR, your grades for Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery?
I'm gonna have to give Jahmyr Gibbs a B minus. He's a phenomenal athlete. He helped carry our offense in certain situations.
B
And-
minus.
B, yeah, B.
Uh-oh.
But towards the end of the season, like Marco touched on, he just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, he was a hot player for us, so this is why I'm giving him a B minus. But he was a hot player for us starting out. He can do it all. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He can make things happen that other players can't on this team. And for David Montgomery, I got to give him a D minus. Yeah, I mean, with all the debacle with the offensive switches and changes, I think that's part of the downfall of that system that they had used the year before, why it wasn't working for them this year with David Montgomery. They could have used him more in the passing game too. I'm surprised. I don't know if that's 24 receptions or if that's 24 receiving yards. But
That's
24 receptions.
Okay, 24. Yeah, that's kind of low for him. He probably should have had more. But yeah, he's another guy that can catch screens, floods, or whatever, just like Gibbs. And the Lions could have utilized him more this year. I don't know why they didn't, but I mean, either way, when you got a guy like Gibbs in there, you don't probably really need Montgomery. But
Statman?
I'm going to give Gibbs an A. There's no running back, not a lot of running backs. I should say not a lot of running backs. They can do everything that he can do in catching the ball, running the ball, and touching it as many times as he did, and having a 5.5 yard a carry, 5 yards per carry. That's crazy. It's really good. David Montgomery, I would say I'd give him a B. He still did 4.5 yards per carry, which isn't bad at all. 716 yards on the run or on the ground, 8 touchdowns. That's a pretty good year to me. I mean, everybody knew his role would get dropped a little bit, and I don't think he was as explosive sometimes as he used to be. But I think that all has to do with him getting taken out of the starting position because he used to start the games and then Gibbs would rotate in. And now it's the opposite. Gibbs is starting the games and then Montgomery's getting rotated in. So I just think it's a little bit of a different group for him, but I still think he performed pretty well this year.
Okay. I like your grade with Gibbs. MCR, not so much. MCR, I disagree with you forever.
Come on.
Forever.
His is one up
Forever.
from mine. He has a B. His is literally one grade up from mine. At mine's B minus, B minus,
Forever.
B plus.
No. I
That's how
gotta
be
catch
on
up.
Montgomery.
I got to catch up real
yeah.
quick. Jeremy B said Gibbs A, Monty B, so he's right there with you, Statman. He said the loss of Frank Ragnow was huge and broke Barry's under 24 rushing touchdown record. Now it is 49. Dar said Gibbs A plus, 39 games played, 39 touchdowns, and still only 23 years old. Yeah. So Gibbs is one of those one of a kind players, and I'll never ever think that Brad Holmes was super smart on going for that pick. I think he knew what he was doing when he made that one. But genius. Gibbs to me is ultimate. I think Montgomery's getting close to. I think it's going to be Sonic soon, and not Sonic and Knuckles, because I don't think Montgomery's going to stick around.
Oh wow!
You don't know nothing.
Yeah, he didn't have one receiving touchdown. It's crazy.
I think it just came to show once we started seeing the elite athlete, the player that Gibbs was. You know, one play he's gone, potential every time. I mean, it's gonna happen. Wide receiver room. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 117 receptions, 1,401 yards. He had a 12.0 average. He had a 52-yard pass or reception was his longest, and 11 touchdowns on the season. Jamison Williams had 65 receptions, 1,117 yards, 17-yard average, and 64-yard long, and 7 touchdowns. I did include Isaac Tesla with 16 receptions, 239 yards, and 14.9 average with 6 touchdowns. And then Sam Laporta, 40 receptions, 489 yards with an average of 12.2 per catch. Obviously, Sam Laporta went out. Statman, I'm going to start with you this time, the receiver room.
Oh, man, what can you say more about the tandem with St. Brown and Jamison Williams? I mean, they couldn't have thought up anything better for a duo as far as wide receivers. And then you got up-and-comer Isaac Tesla. I was just talking about him earlier. 16 catches, and 6 out of those 16 were touchdowns. Insane. Just imagine the boost in numbers or the reps or the amount of times that he gets thrown to. He's just going to get better and better. Yep. I see him having I see him progressing this year, especially with this new offensive coordinator.
Can you guys all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, you went out. Your video went out.
Yeah, my kid was calling, so.
You're good. You're good.
All right. Statman, continue, unless you were done.
Oh, I'm done.
Can you just summarize what you said for me? Because I missed some of it.
You made me say it again.
Just some of it, just so I get your take, because I missed it. So.
Or do you just need the
My short-term memory is not the best, okay? So basically, I was talking about the tandem with St. Brown and Jamison Williams. Can't ask for a better tandem in the NFL as far as wide receivers. And then Isaac Tesla, that I was just talking about him earlier, 16 catches, and 6 of those were touchdowns. Just crazy if you boost his numbers, give him more opportunities. And then Laporta, not much to say about him. Obviously, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. He got hurt. Season got cut a little bit short. So,
Okay. Thank you, Statman. What was your grade?
oh, my grade for each one of them.
Just for the receiving room.
I
Unless
would
you want to
say
do each one of them.
I'd say St. Brown is an A. I mean, 117 freaking catches. That's crazy. He just
Yeah.
keeps doing it year in, year out, too. And he's our Mr. Third Down, Mr. Fourth Down. I swear he's the guy we go to in any situation. I think, honestly, that kind of hurt us in the offense this year. Jamison Williams, I'd say I'd give him an A, too. I mean, the way he's turned himself around and been that number 2 receiver that we've been looking for out of him. Learning how to do route running better with his hands, catching in traffic. I'd say Isaac Tesla, because he's a rookie, he didn't have a whole lot of catches or a lot of plays to kind of look back on. I'm going to say a C for a rookie.
Wow.
And then Laporta, I would say I'd give him a B for the time that he was healthy and playing.
I like it. Thank you, Statman, for retouching up on those things because
Yeah.
I hate when I don't hear everything that's said.
No problemo.
Thank you, Statman. I'm sure you said it better the second time. I'm sure.
Yep.
MCR, your thoughts?
Oh, St. Brown was a monster. He carried our offense a lot of the way this year. Jamison Williams was a beast for us as well. St. Brown, I'm gonna have to give a solid A+. And then JMO, we are going to give a B.
Okay.
And Tesla, again, like Statman touched on, he's a rookie. He wasn't really utilized that much. He could have probably been used more. But for what he did, it's pretty solid for, 16 receptions, and 6 of those are touchdowns.
Yeah, he should be ranked higher, yeah.
That's pretty good start right there, I would say. I mean, he's not coming in putting up Judy numbers or anything like that, but, it's a solid start right there. 6 touchdowns for your rookie year.
Did you say Judy?
Yeah. Or Jody, whatever his name is. Played for the Falcons. Jerry Judy or Jody.
Is he on the Broncos? Or no?
Yeah, Broncos. Yep.
No, he plays for the. I thought he played for the Browns. Yeah,
Browns. He was on the Broncos and went to the Browns, right?
Yep.
That's the receiver that you, out of all of them, that's the one that you picked. That's crazy. That's like out there name that I was expecting. Thank
Jerry
you,
Judy.
MCR. I love it.
But I'm not done.
Hey, bro.
Sam Laporta. I didn't get to Sam Laporta yet, but
right.
Sam Laporta, he's been a monster for us. He helps get us in situations that field goal range or get us to that first down as well. It sucks that he got injured. His numbers would have been higher had he not. But for Sam Laporta, given that he was injured, I'll give him a B- because I still think he played solid.
He only played half the year too, right?
Yeah.
I do want to catch up real quick. Dar said, show me another wide receiver room with them numbers. I say A. Jeremy B said, as a wide receiver room, A+. Tesla had 6 more touchdowns than first-round pick Marcus Golden.
Wow.
Got and then 3 of them one-hand touchdowns. Judy plays for the Browns now. There you have it.
Yeah, I agree with you, JB. Spot on.
Yeah, it's good take.
A+ for St. Brown for me. I don't think you can go any lower than that for him because I love what you said, Statman, about when there's a time where you need someone to make that catch. 99.9% Amon-Ra is going to be there to catch it. He did drop a few this year, but he's still Mr. Reliable all the time. And then you got Jamison Williams. Once he started getting going, that guy, he's so fast. You can't stop him. He's so fast. I love it. I love Jamison Williams. I think he should have been involved from the get-go. They need to keep using him as more than just a receiver because even with those end arounds, All you got to do is beat one guy and he's gone. Tesla, this is what I want to say on him. I want to give Tesla a little bit higher grade because
me too.
Because when he played amazing, and it's not his fault that he didn't play sooner. I think they should have put him in sooner. Statman, you said this from the get-go almost. From the get-go, they need to be playing this guy. And when they did, he showed up every time. So why not do that in the beginning? You could have had a 3-receiver core that was just dominating every game. But no, they didn't do that for some reason. Probably because he's a rookie, but he showed every time he was in, he could play and make big plays. That's what he did. And then Sam Laporta, I'll give him, probably a C plus just because he didn't play that, that much. It was hard, but when he was in there, Sam Laporta is amazing. I got to go maybe a B for him, but he's amazing. I saw a video just yesterday of Sam Laporta catching balls at the Pro Bowl thing. He caught like 5 footballs total as they shot up in the air, and he had to hold on to the footballs and catch another one. And he got
I didn't see that
in his hands. Yeah, it was crazy.
I didn't see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's good. Sam Laporta is amazing. Let's see, what else do we have here? Dar said just to have 2 wide receivers with over 1,100 yards outs them a A. That's what he said. Jeremy B said he had a broken bone between his thumb and wrist. Saint never took a game off. It's true, he did not.
Yeah, workhorse.
18% of the snaps and a quarter of the total touchdowns for Tesla.
It's
true.
True. Yep, that's true. Good take.
Statman, offensive line. I know this is a big one.
Injuries killed us. I mean, offensive line, I'd have to give a grade of a B minus. I think they played fairly well for the injuries that they had to do and juggling they had to do, moving guys left and right. Taylor Decker battling a shoulder injury all year. Graham Glasgow getting banged up. I mean, you go down the whole list. I mean, I don't even know how many different guys played at left guard this year. Pretty sure it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think we had our 4th string back there, 5th string at one time too. I was like, oh my God, what a disaster.
So because of that, I'd say B minus. I mean, they still played relatively well for the mixed up offensive line they played with all year.
Just to catch up, because if I don't pay attention, I get way too far behind. Jeremy B said C minus as a whole for the offensive line. Glasgow, F. And then P-Dub said offensive line, C.
Anybody mentioned Penei Sewell yet?
Not yet. Marco, you want to give your take?
I mean, I like guys that come out of Oregon. He's really good, and he played extremely well this year, I think, in my opinion. He was like the one consistent force to be reckoned with, I thought. So I think Penei Sewell should get some more credit for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if there's a rock solid, solid thing in the offense.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah, he's rock solid. Yeah, rock solid.
Jerry B gave Penei Sewell an A plus.
For sure.
Taylor Rutledge a B. MCR. Statman, were you done, by the way? Did you have more? Okay. MCR?
Oh man, I think our line did good. Considering what we had to go through, like Statman touched on, we had to shuffle guys in certain spots, had to move Graham Glasgow around. Christian Mahogany went down. We just had a lot of guys get banged up, but overall, I have to give our line a B plus. Considering what all we went through, we still put up an effort, and we still went out there and worked with what we had, the best that we could. So
I like it. I like it.
Plus.
I'm not going to put it up on the screen again because it has the promo that's no longer available. But just a real quick reminder, head on over to We Are Lions Nation podcast shop or We Are Lions Nation shop.com and get yourself the brand new We Are Lions Nation podcast merch It is
Yes,
live
sir.
right now. There's Marco. He's got his mug right there, looking sweet as ever right there. And I did get an update on mine. It's showing that my stuff should be here by Monday.
All right. Hell yeah.
Woo-hoo. Could be
A
soon.
lot of good
Could be.
selection.
Yeah, check it out. And I'm always adding things. Like every day I put something new in there. So check it out.
Nice. And the women's stuff too. Yeah, you have a lot of women's stuff too, which I appreciate for sure.
Yeah, we got some women's stuff, and also just recently I added the youth line as well. So we got some kids hoodies and t-shirts in there as well. So check that stuff out.
Nice.
Statman, defensive line.
Defensive line. Oh, there goes my.
Did it not look like? Did it not look like right there that it was actually Statman that just fell sideways and not his phone? It totally looked like Statman just fell over.
I'd say defensive line. I'd give him a B minus.
Who wears the green dot? Hutchison?
I think Muhammad and Hutchinson played very well, but the interior defensive line could have played better.
I agree with you.
Aside from Lopez played really fucking well.
Who wears the green dot?
P-Dub said Lions should grab Max Crosby. Don't let the Bears get him. We're going to get to that, P-Dubs, in just a moment.
I think it's Jack Campbell that wears the green dot.
Oh, really?
I think it is too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the play caller on the defense.
Okay. Well, defensive line, Statman, what was your grade again?
B minus.
Okay. MCR?
Oh, our defensive line, Aiden Hutchinson, he played well. He had one of the most pressures for quarterbacks in the league, that he hurried quarterbacks. And Alex Elizondo, I think he played well this year. Jack Campbell. I'll have to give our defense a B plus. Did I say something wrong, Soul Man?
I was trying really hard not to laugh on that one. But yeah, he just messed up on the Alex Anzalone.
Anzalone. I said Alizone. Okay. Yep.
Got that Alizé on the brain, huh?
There's another shirt idea. See?
Yeah.
We got more content for the shop.
That's right.
Alex Anzalone.
That's right.
Alex Anzalone shirt.
We're just talking just the line itself, though. What was your grade?
Just the line itself, I have to give it a B plus.
Marco?
I don't know, man. They were ranked 22nd overall. I don't know how you could give them a B plus, even with the injuries. I don't know, man. Maybe C plus.
Okay, that's fair. Based on that, that's fair. Jeremy B says Hutch B plus, Muhammad B, Ali McNeil C, DJ Reader F, Lopez B plus, Williams C plus. I like the DJ Reader one. I agree with you on that one. That's part of what Statman's talking about. I believe, right, Statman, with the interior. He's on the interior.
Yeah, the interior defensive line just didn't do well in run game or the passing game either, getting pressure on the quarterback. Besides Lopez was the one kind of standout inside defensive guy that played really well all year. So hopefully we keep him.
I mean, yeah, Aiden Hutchinson can do as much as he can do, but if you don't have any other help anywhere else, it's not going to matter what Aiden Hutchinson does, because part of him getting in there is making room for somebody else to get in there, and it didn't matter because that interior didn't get in. Oh, Jeremy B, we were second in sacks for the league, said Jeremy B.
Really?
When Williams played at defensive tackle, opposing teams averaged only 2.7 yards per carry. Without him, 4.7 yards per carry. Yeah, it's like Statman was just talking about Williams being one of the highlights.
Wow.
I got to flip back and forth, so it takes me a second. I want to touch on linebackers for you, Statman.
Linebackers, ooh. Jack Campbell, Anzalone, Derek Barnes. I think they all played really well. I mean, I would have to say I'd have to give them a B minus as well. I think Jack Campbell kind of took that leap and bounds to become that linebacker we were hoping that we got when we drafted him out of Iowa. And he's a phenomenal player, footballer all the way around, very soft spoken, but he's a hard hitter and he can play defense as far as pass coverage too. So I think him alone, I'd give him an A.
Yeah.
I would say Anzalone, I would say a B minus, and Derek Barnes, I'd give him a B.
I like it. MCR?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Statman. I'd have to give the linebacker core as a unit, I have to give them a B minus.
All right. P-Dub said D line, D grade. Jeremy B said Campbell A plus, Anzalone C plus, Barnes B, Rodrigo C. Anzalone missed a lot of tackles this season, like in 2021. I kind of was gonna be on that same boat with Jeremy B. I don't have Anzalone as high. I don't think he played as well as he has in the past. But I have been saying it all year that Jack Campbell is a monster. That guy, it seems like every time you watch a defense and there was a tackle, he was there every time. Like no matter what it was, there he is. There he is.
Flying around. Yeah. He was flying around.
He's like Statman said, he's one of those linebackers that you hope you get, and then he turns into what you hope, and then you got a solid piece leading that defense.
Well, and for a middle linebacker being 6'4" or 6'5" or whatever he is, it's insane.
Yeah.
How many middle linebackers that tall?
Yeah, and he's fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
P-Dubs gives Anzalone a B minus.
That's fair.
I'm not saying he just wasn't as elite as he has been, but I still love him. I hope he stays on with us because he is a key part of that defense. But I really, really like Jack Campbell. I think he's a great player. Did I go to you, MCR? I did, didn't I?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Statman, the one and only defensive backs.
I'd have to give them a D. Solid D. They just didn't do enough. I mean, I get all the injuries and everything else, but the next man has to step up and play. I think they played well. I think they played well enough to win a lot of times, but they still struggled in man-to-man coverage. Anytime they went back to man with those backups, it was not pretty at all.
I'll touch on what you just said. I think they played well to their abilities. They played to the maximum that they were able to play to. I think obviously they're not the talent that your starters are, but they played a lot of times as good as to their level that they could. MCR.
Yeah, and I pretty much agree. They had to play with what they had. They had to work with what they had, and I think they did the best that they could. I totally agree with that. The defensive backs, I'm gonna have to give a solid D minus. It was just, like I was talking about our defense being able to close out games and stop that team from scoring, whether it's in the middle of the fourth quarter or, end of the third. But that was our situation why we lost some of these games that we shouldn't have lost, But I just have to give our defensive backs, considering the injuries, and just like you guys touched on, man, I mean, it was kind of a disaster because we lost our top three, our big three back there, with Joseph, Arnold, and Branch. So, but yeah, solid D minus for me.
Marco?
What do you guys think about the Dolphins releasing Bradley Chubb? Do you think he's got a chance of joining you guys?
I don't know. Brad Holmes isn't the type of guy to make a splash in free agency usually, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, just throwing that out there. It could be a good pairing with Hutchinson, And if you guys can't get Crosby, could be a good backup plan, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think, Ryan?
The Dolphins have also released Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was
Oh.
also released. So
Okay.
imagine if Tyreek Hill came to the
I don't think
Lions.
we need Tyreek Hill.
We don't, but nobody would be able to stop our offense. Three fast receivers. There ain't a defensive back that would cover any of our receivers.
We don't even know if Tyreek Hill will be running fully yet with his knee, how it got blown out.
That's true. That's a good point.
Who knows?
I want to hit this comment from JB because I like it. It says D-backs get a D. He said D-backs get a D. The bright spot was the way Terrion Arnold played from week 5 until he was injured. And he makes a great point because Terrion Arnold was playing really well until he got hurt, which was a huge
he was
surprise.
flying around.
He played really good. So thank you, JB. JB,
he popped up the screen.
I also appreciate all your draft comments. That's one thing I miss is having all that draft knowledge from you, my friend. P-Dub says D- for the defensive backs. We are kind of over. We're hitting over an hour, guys, so I apologize for the time, but we got a lot to talk about today.
You're good.
Our first topic is Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator is he the offensive coordinator that can finally utilize the talent on our offense? Statman, if you are here, I want to go to you first on this one, unless he's doing something. We'll go to you, MCR, since Statman's not there.
Sorry guys, I got a package.
Oh, is it your gear? Is it my gear?
Oh shit.
Oh.
No, it's my brand new pooper scooper. As spring cleanup and having 3 dogs and not cleaning up dog poop for a while. Yeah, it's
What is spring? What is that?
I thought it was a pound of weed.
Ew.
Ew.
Somebody sent him a pound in the mail, man.
Yeah, it's a pooper scooper, yeah, huh?
No.
It is. I was thinking about assembling it right now.
Yeah. All right, so did you want to go to Statman or me? Don't matter.
Since Statman, you're here, this was your topic. I want to go to you first.
Yeah, I think he is. I think there's a lot of faith in the organization. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they like Petzing. They feel like he fits our offense and what it needs to thrive moving forward. And if you look at what he did with McBride over there in Arizona and that offense, he loves to utilize play action. And his run game has been always been really well. So now you add the talent of Montgomery and Gibbs. I mean, he's got Laporta, he's got Tesla, he's got Jameson Williams, he's got St. Brown. He's got unlimited talent with Detroit. If he can find a game plan and utilize our talent the way that it's supposed to, which I think he will be able to. So yes, I think he is that guy. I honestly do. I'm buying into the hype here with this dude, so I'm all in.
Jerry B said Petzing uses 12 and 13-man formations and a lot of pre-snap motions. Has been a QB, running back, wide receiver, and tight end coach before he became the offensive coordinator for Arizona. I love that we paired him with Kafka, who was Pat Mahomes' quarterback coach his first 5 years. I bet he ends up our passing game coordinator. Like that, Jeremy B.
Yeah,
like
Kafka was a good hire too. So
good take, JB.
MCR.
Yeah, I think it's a strategic fit. I think he's going to be a strategic fit, just like Statman touched on. He utilizes that play action, and that's what Jared Goff's good at. And he's going to bring that kind of Ben Johnson type presence back. But I feel, he uses the tight end a lot, like Statman also touched on as well with Trey McBride, and he has one just as good, if not maybe a little bit better in Sam Laporta. So, yeah, I think overall, I think he's kind of been, well, with the Cardinals, he was with a mobile quarterback with Murray, but with Jared Goff, now he has more of a pocket. So that's my only concern, is him adjusting to that. But I don't think that's really that major. It's something minor. And I don't think Dan Campbell is going to have to babysit him like he had to do with John Morton. So, yeah, I think he's a strategic fit for us. And I think he's going to get this offense going with the run and the play action.
Yeah, I'm on the same seat with you guys. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm on the train now, riding this train.
The hype train. The hype train.
Because I feel like when Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes and the Lions organization go looking for a coach, they don't pick one until they think they have the right fit. And look, they thought that last year. It didn't work out, but I really honestly think that they got a good piece to the puzzle going into next year. At least I'm hopeful anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Marco, do you have a take?
Honestly, I don't know much about this guy, but if he was successful, like you were saying, with the Cardinals and Trey McBride, and he's got Laporta to play with, and open up the play action for Goff, I think it is a good match too. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about him, even though he came from my division. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but I'll jump on the hype train with you if there's room for me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know a whole lot about him either, to be honest, until I started hearing his name. But I mean, if you take you had guys like Mike McDaniel and other coaches out there, and that's who Detroit chose. So
yeah,
there has to be something that they saw there.
Exactly.
Should we start panicking about Kelvin Shepard as our defensive coordinator, or does the blame go on the injuries? We kind of already.
Yeah, we kind of already
touched
on
this.
him. So.
Yeah, we got that.
And the offseason is the fucker. Offensive line, is it the most is it the most important to address in the offseason? And should the Lions get rid of Taylor Decker to prevent another O lineman possibly retiring? This one was from P-Dubs, Statman.
I think obviously you need to address the offensive line. You need to find something either in the draft or in free agency if you can find a cheap enough one, somebody that you can mold, a younger guy. I don't know if they're going to be able to find that or not, but I also not sure about this question with Taylor Decker. Should the Lions just get rid of him? I don't know about that. Hopefully he has time to actually heal. I think if he's still battling an injury, I think you're better off getting somebody to start replacing him if he can't play at 100%. He kind of struggled here and there with that shoulder injury. You could just tell it was bothering him in some of the games, but I love Taylor Decker. He's been left tackle for years now, and I've always known him to be in that left spot. So I don't know. You get rid of him, that's Jared Goff's blind spot. You don't have somebody that can fill in that spot immediately. I don't know. That's where I'm thinking maybe you go after a left tackle in the first round of this draft, a premier left tackle, somebody you can mold into to take over for Decker when he finally retires. I think he's got one more year left in him.
But we do have some breaking news, guys, that just came in. Jeremy B says that void years for Reeder and Anzalone just hit the dead cap. They will be free agents.
Yep, I heard about Anzalone.
Who's that? Just Anzalone?
Anzalone and Reeder.
Yep, Anzalone and Reeder. Yeah, I heard about Anzalone, so that's going to be huge. But Taylor Decker, and also I have other news too about Taylor Decker. He is considering retirement right now, so they might have to replace him anyway because he is considering retirement. and he's only 32 years old. You know, he could play probably another 3-4 years if, you know, but he's battling injuries. I hope that he doesn't retire because he is a solid lineman for us and he does play for us. He shows up to play, you know. I think they should probably just, if he's already considering retired and he's had injury setbacks, I think they just need to look for the future and just, you know, maybe let him keep him around this year if he doesn't retire, and have a guy, draft a guy, or maybe pick up a guy like Statman was saying in free agency that could learn from him, and then, you know, have that guy come in after, you know, whatever he decides to do. Or if that doesn't happen, just find somebody, either trade or draft or free agency. That's their only options to find somebody to replace him. But I think that they should probably look for the future, in my personal, honest opinion.
Well, I think regardless, they have to do that. That's kind of like what Statman was saying. But if Taylor Decker wants to stay, he stays and he plays. Like, that's a solid piece for the offensive line for Jared Goff to know that there's someone there reliable, just like Penei Sewell on the other side. But I do think they have to prepare and fix some holes for sure in the offseason as far as the offensive line goes. Marco, do you have a take?
Kind of. I mean, you have to protect Goff, right? I mean, he was sacked a lot. But yeah, like I said, my O-line knowledge for the Lions is pretty weak right now. But I do know that you have to protect Goff because he's a statue in the pocket right there, and just shore it up either, like you said, by the draft or trade. But I will take your guys' lead on this one.
All right, thank you, Marco. Brad said he won't get caught with his pants down like last season with Ragnar.
Yeah, he won't get caught with his pants down like the Soul Man.
You don't even know if I'm wearing pants, MCR. So
that is true. That's why I'm assuming that they're down.
P-Dub says they need a center bad as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
the
true.
offensive line definitely needs some help for sure.
Short up.
MCR, this one was your topic, Max Crosby to the Lions. I think we've heard this rumor so many times that it's crazy. My opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Lions will get Max Crosby. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think it would have already been talked about way more. Statman?
I don't see Max Crosby going to Detroit. I'm just going to say that. It's not going to happen. We don't live in a fairy tale land, you know what I mean? It's in our dreams. I mean, us as Lions fans, I'm sure we'd be salivating like, oh, come on, Max.
Yeah.
You and Aiden Hutchinson would kill it, you know? I mean, that's a dream team defensive end combo right there. I've heard rumors that something about Chicago pushing for a trade of Max Crosby recently.
Yeah, that's what P-Dubs was mentioning earlier in the comments. That
would be insane.
Yeah.
What do you think what's the asking price, you think? At least a first and a second rounder plus a key player, huh?
I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah. So right now they just so it's going to have to be done by player value. Because right now, left in his contract with Las Vegas, he's got $35 million and he's guaranteed $30 million. So they're gonna have, for Detroit to get him. Detroit's his top candidate. The Bears and the Seahawks are all top candidates in this rumor. So, but sticking to the Lions, you know, like Statman said, it would be awesome. It'd be amazing to see that happen, to see them two on the same field, but. I don't really think it's happening, but it is buzzing around out there as a rumor. And Detroit is one of the top candidates of the three teams. You know, if it did happen, I don't know who Detroit would have to get rid of. Maybe Kirby Joseph and somebody in a draft pick to get him. I don't know.
Yeah, at least one draft pick. Yeah.
Would you want to risk that to get a Max Crosby?
No.
You know. So. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's just something that's buzzing.
Yeah,
Jeremy
I'll play
B
that
says
money ball.
if Max was being traded, they would have taken the offer by the 49ers 2 weeks ago. They offered 2 first rounds and 2 third rounds for him. He said
And Mac Jones.
He said on Coward he did not say he wants to get traded. Hutch told Kay Adams on Up and Adams it is not happening. And then P-Dub says Bears offer is DJ Moore and first rounder. Lions offer JMO and first round question mark. No,
J-Mo.
P-Dubs. I don't see I don't see it happening. JMO's not going anywhere. No way. No way.
Yeah, it would
That
either
would-
have to be Joseph or J-Mo. Be the only one that would probably equal to what his salary is. And then the draft pick.
Super Bowl window closed. P-Dubs, this was your first thought when we brought this show up. This was your first thing that came to your mind. Super Bowl window closed for Detroit. I'm gonna say I don't think so at all. I think they had a down year, even though they finished 9-8 still with a winning record. It wasn't the best year that we had, but I don't think our Super Bowl window is closed by any means. Statman?
No, absolutely not. It's not closed. You got a coaching staff put in place now. We have talent on the team, both offensively and defensively, and it's just filling in the little pieces and getting the play calling down and getting the coaching staff together and building the year. I think we're far from having that Super Bowl window closed.
MCR.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think our Super Bowl window is closed. Maybe for this past season, the window's closed, but for our future, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Detroit will be in the Super Bowl. I don't know when. I've been a Lions fan and grew up watching them most of my life. Haven't seen it yet at 41 years old, but you never know. I'm hoping
Well,
next
how old
year
are you?
can be a big year. 41.
Oh man, the limit for the podcast age for a panelist is 40. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm out too then. I'm 43.
You're a
Yeah,
guest.
dude.
That's different. You're a guest.
Oh, okay.
Me and Marco out of here, man.
I think
Hey,
the
but, I
Lions
mean-
Lions Super Bowl window for this season was closed when they didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm just being sarcastic. You get what I mean? You know, for
Yeah, I
this
get what you're saying.
the fiercer, no.
And don't forget, Goff. He has been to a Super Bowl, so I mean the window's definitely not shut. You know, it's not shut as long as you have Campbell and Goff. I think you guys are looking good.
Yep, I agree.
Same
Yeah,
here.
and JB made a good point. If you're going to listen to anybody about the Max Crosby trade rumors, listen to Max Crosby himself, who said he's definitely does not want to go anywhere. He's not leaving. He said that multiple times. So
interesting.
Yeah, he's making over 60 million, so why would he want to leave?
the last thing that we have on the docket for tonight is looking ahead at the off season. We can just touch on this real quick. I just basically this one is more of a what do they got to do going ahead, draft, free agency, Statman.
What do they need to do?
Yeah, like what's the look ahead at the off season? What should be the game plan for Detroit?
Getting rid of dead weight. I think they've already started doing that. Drafting smart. I think offensive line would be smart to go in the first round. I've already touched on that. And then the free agency, I'd start looking at possibly a replacement for Kirby Joseph, because from what I'm hearing is his knee injury could be like a prolonged injury and get worse as time goes on.
Yeah,
They'll never completely heal. So we honestly don't even know what his future is like with the team right now. So I don't know. They got a lot of things to look at, but I'm just going to put my faith and trust in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell because they get paid to know what they're talking about and doing. So,
Yeah, and I'll just touch on it quick. I think you nailed it there, Statman. But I think that they have to really look at where they struggled this year and really look to improve those areas. If they don't do that, we're just going to be in the same spot. And they have to look at things like Kirby Joseph having that injury that could just get worse. So you got to find something to be able to replace him if he's not going to be long term. You have to make those moves now before it's too late. You can't do it in the middle and in the playoff run. So you got to be ready for that. MCR.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you and Statman. I think the biggest area that they're going to have to touch up on is offensive line and secondary. Those are the main keys for the Lions right now is secondary and offensive line. And then free agency, find solid backups. So if Kirby Joseph's down, you have a solid guy that can still come in and play well and get a job done. And who knows how this person might play underneath Kelvin Shepard. So, and then our offensive line, we have to have backups when guys go down. This year we had shuffle. That's all we did all year long with this offensive line. So it's just filling in spots and then having solid backup that can come in when games on the line. And just like you touched on, they can't wait until, the trade line, till almost the end of the trade line. Take action a little sooner,
Yeah, use this offseason to fix some of the stuff you had, or build under some of the things you have. So when things happen, you're more prepared, I think, is just kind of where I'm trying to get at. JB, I did see that message come in, and I will thank you. I'll take a look at that. But us moving forward, to end it here tonight, we do want to have, I believe, a draft show this year for us going forward. And then I think from here on out, we're going to start talking about other teams in the NFL and kind of what they might need to go for each week as we go forward in the off season. And then we have the 10-play drive show on Friday nights at 7 p.m. It is our awesome, fun trivia game that you can come on the show and be a contestant on. That's every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Marco, who is right below me on this, is the only person to ever defeat the crew in that game. So congratulations to Marco.
Thank you.
But yeah, you can be a contestant. Hit us up at We're Lions Nation Podcast Live on Facebook, our new Facebook page, which thanks to you guys has reached over 200 and I think 30 people in there right now. So
nice.
Great numbers. Great job, everybody jumping in there and supporting us on our new page. But hit us up on the Facebook page or wearelionsnation@gmail.com. And you could be a contestant for your chance to win up to $100 right here on the podcast. So thank you to all the support. Thank you guys for jumping over to the new page. We have enough followers. We just have to wait until April 6th, I believe is the date that we will be able to go live on that page. So be ready for that. Come April, we'll be live on Facebook as well and YouTube. So awesome. Awesome. I want to thank Marco for coming on, filling in for P-Dubs. Thank you, Marco.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Shout out to Statman, the one and only Statman, MCR. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for all your hard work. I just want to let you two know that I got a comment from somebody outside the show tonight that said, hey, I noticed your other crew members have been really out there pushing your show lately a lot. So tell them kudos from me. So people are noticing the hard work that we're putting in out there. It's not going unnoticed. So on behalf of Marco, the Statman, and MCR, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight and sticking with us for an hour and a half show. JB, thank you. It's been a long time, buddy. Thank you for all the insight. We appreciate you as well.
Good knowledge.
And we will see you guys all next time, Friday night, for a 10-play drive.
Peace.